Now create a new sketchbook, new page. Alright. Then import the 3D template into a new layer. So make sure it's a new layer. Then import the 3D sketch, the 2D sketch that we have drawn earlier. So once it's imported, select the cutout rectangle and then copy out this. Once you copy out, you should be able to move it. Okay, select the correct layer and paste it in. Then move it on top of the template, right, the 2D to 3D template. Then click on the 4 arrow facing out, then click on the skewing, okay, so you can actually distort it and then to match it to the 3D. So once you match to the 3D, all right, make sure that the edges are correctly placed, okay, and they're accurate. Okay, so the next thing is to create a new layer and draw over, okay, trace the design. Okay, you can select the opacity of the previous drawing to less than 50%. Then start sketching over. Okay, now trace over the lines. Okay. So once you trace over, okay, you can also start to draw the edges, the edge of the material, the design, so that it looks 3-dimension. Right, so you can hide the previous layer to see what you have drawn and it looks okay. So now we can import the next template, which is the overall impression, again 3D. So now we will duplicate the previous sketch and put it on top of our current template, the new template, and then move by clicking on the 4 arrow facing out, then move it to match the phone stand. Reduce the opacity to less than 50%. Then on the new layer, redraw and trace over this design and make sure they fit into this this phone stand, and redraw them. Okay, so you will now draw the full phone stand. Okay, trace over. Okay, so you still will sketch the 3D portion of this, but now is the full design, okay, the full phone stand. Okay, so once it's done, you can hide the previous layer. Now we want to tidy up by using ruler. Okay, using ruler, we can adjust the angle of the ruler. Okay, so this should be negative 30 degrees. Okay, so using 2 fingers, we can actually adjust angle. Then once it's adjusted, we can just move the ruler around with the correct same angle. Okay, so once we're done with one angle of the lines, we can move to the next set of lines, okay, with the same similar angle. Okay, so once we're done with all the straight lines, now the next thing is to sketch out the curve. Okay, we can use this predictive stroke, okay, on the top, somewhere in the middle. Okay, so set to level 3, and then we can start to draw the curve. The app will actually help us to smoothen out our curves, our lines. Okay, even straight lines, it will help to straighten it. So this is a very useful tools to help us in sketching. Okay, so touch up all the lines. Make sure that all the lines are joined. There should not be any broken or gaps in between the two lines. Okay, we can remove the previous sketch, previous layer, so that we can see it and touch up further. And then we can see some lines that we missed out. Okay, touch up. Okay, so once we are done with this, we can start filling up it means we can start rendering it by filling up the surface of the phone stand with the color that we choose. Okay, you can decide on the colors that you want. So click on the fill. Okay, there's a paint bucket icon on top. Click on it and then fill the respective surface. Okay, then you can adjust the bar to tell the app where you want the light to be shining to. So you have to use a bit of your artistic sense here to adjust it. Okay, click on all the surface. Okay, then adjust the bar at the angle. Okay, to make sure that it looks alright. Okay, so there's some gaps in between the lines, so now I'm going to touch up the lines first before we fill it up again. Okay, so now we will import a phone that we found on the internet and the back view of the phone, and then we're going to cut out the phone from all the white background, okay, by selecting this tool called lasso. So once we've selected it, we drag the lasso tools over the edge of the phone so that we can cut out just the phone, okay, and not the white patch. Okay, so once we have cut it out, paste it into a new layer, then we can start to move it around and distort the phone to let it rest on the phone stand at the correct angle. Okay, so use some visual judgment to adjust the phone to the correct angle. Okay, so your eyes should be able to tell you it looks right or it looks weird. Okay, so yeah, use a bit of judgment here. Okay, select it, then select the opacity, reduce the opacity of the phone so that we can start erasing the part of the phone that is blocked by the phone stand. Okay, still adjusting the angle. Okay, now I'm quite happy with it. Now erase the portion of the phone that is blocked by the phone stand. Okay, eraser, you can choose the thickness. I'll start with a thicker eraser. Then when it's nearer the edge, I will switch to a finer eraser, a smaller eraser size to erase away the lines that okay, closer to the lines. Okay, you can use the undo function if you accidentally erase too much. That is fine, just click the undo function and then you can try again. Okay, so once it's done, okay, return the opacity to 100% and we should be able to see the phone quite realistically resting on the phone stand. Okay, so now this is phone stand with a phone. Right, but because there's no background, it's just white. Now we're going to draw a table so that the phone stand does not look like it is suspended in the air. So we use ruler, draw the table. Okay, so it can be placed near the edge of the table. Right, so we just draw the table top and the edge of the table. Then we can fill it with the color. Okay, just like how we fill the color of the phone stand. Okay, so I've selected somewhere near in the region of gray, blue, sky blue, gray. Okay, fill it up. Okay, so we change the color again. Okay. Okay, then adjust where the light source is. And the edge of the table, the side of the table. Alright, so that's done. We will now export this picture, save it into the photo. Okay, click share, then save image, and it will appear in the photo